Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire has finally confirmed what happened to the franchise's most recognizable ghost, Slimer, decades after Ghostbusters 2. The large green ghost with an appetite even bigger than he was first introduced in the original Ghostbusters movie. Slimer proved to be an elusive ghost for Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Egon Spengler, and Winston Zeddemore, as he was a difficult one to catch. However, Slimer was eventually set free and returned in Ghostbusters 2. The sequel featured even more of the ghost, leaving his fate open-ended as he drives a bus Lewis boards. Questions about what happened to Slimer after Ghostbusters 2 have existed ever since the 1989 sequel concluded. Non-canon video games and comics explored other adventures with the fan-favorite ghost in the years that followed, but there was no mention of or cameo for Slimer in Ghostbusters: Afterlife. This was primarily due to the film taking place outside of Slimer's home in New York City, with the sequel even attempting to introduce a new Slimer in Muncher. With Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire returning to New York, Slimer's fate has finally been confirmed. Slimer lived in the Ghostbusters firehouse after Ghostbusters 2. Slimer hanging out in the firehouse attic in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Slimer returns in Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire for a small role. It is revealed that he spends much of his time living in the attic of the Ghostbusters firehouse and eating as much food as he can. This is evident by the large pile of food wrappers and trash that typically cover Slimer as he eats. The movie indicates that Slimer has spent much of the last 35 years after Ghostbusters 2 living in the firehouse, which was abandoned for decades until Winston bought it and reopened the Ghostbusters headquarters. Slimer's presence in the firehouse is discovered by Trevor Spengler during Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. The teenager notices some mold on the ceiling and investigates it himself, only for some green ooze to begin to seep through the ceiling. This leads Trevor up to the attic where he finds Slimer underneath his stash of trash. Ultimately, Trevor attempts to capture Slimer so he will not be in the attic any longer, but Slimer escapes his grasp. This allows Slimer to be seen again in Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire's ending with the team in pursuit of him. Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire confirms the team never caught Slimer again. The major takeaway from Slimer's presence in Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire is the confirmation that he was never captured again. The original Ghostbusters team was successful in trapping him upon their first encounter, but he remained elusive after being freed in 1984. Ghostbusters 2 showed how much bigger Slimer got in the 5 years of being free, and the Ghostbusters never managed to trap him again by the end. Since the team remained active in the years that followed, it was plausible that they finally caught Slimer at some point between Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters: Afterlife. Now, there is no doubt that Slimer remained a free ghost in the decades that came after Ghostbusters 2. It seems that he found the perfect way to avoid the Ghostbusters' detection by making their base his home. There is even the possibility that Slimer and the Ghostbusters had a more friendly relationship after Ghostbusters 2 and they knew he lived in the firehouse. In any case, Slimer remains free by the time Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire's ending concludes. So, it will be up to future installments to continue Slimer's story.